Slow down. Wait a minute and slow down. Listen, I'm speaking from experience. Slow down. So if you've been on YouTube for the past 6 months, you've seen all the videos. Why African Americans are quietly leaving Africa. Why the diaspora returned home after 2 years. Why this couple left Africa after a year. Hundreds and thousands of views on each video. The narrative is loud and clear. We hear it. And it says that the diaspora is leaving, fleeing the continent. The dream is over. The year of return was just vibes. People are going home, child. Okay, they're going home. And listen, I get it. I get why these videos are a hit. The stories are real. The pain is real. But here's what nobody's really talking about. While everybody is making the I'm leaving video, my family and I, and many other families, we've been here for 5 years and counting, and we're not leaving. And there's a reason for that I don't think anyone is talking about. So if you're sitting and you've watched tens of these videos around people that regret moving, and listen, I know you have because YouTube is probably recommending my video because you watch those. I'm not judging. And so if you've been scrolling and secretly wondering, should I take Africa and relocating off of my vision board for this year? And if your spouse or your friends are sending all these videos saying, see, I told you, don't go there. If you feel like one of the people that commented on one of the videos I watched that said, do I plan to ever move to Ghana? Absolutely not. But did I watch the video anyway? Yes. Then child, this video is for you. Both of you. All of you. The one still hoping and the one who's already decided they're not going to move. Because here's what those videos are all leaving out. They're telling you why people are leaving, but they're not telling you who is staying. And by the way, the people that are staying are probably not making videos. And that's because they're leaving. They're busy. They're living their daily life. They're busy building. They're growing their businesses. They're putting down roots. They're raising their families. So when the only thing is regret, I want you to know that you're only getting half of the equation. Today, I'm giving you the other half. So let's be clear that most of the diaspora content right now falls into two categories. Category one is the people laying on the beach, drinking coconut and just living it up and chilling and dirty December, right? And the other type of videos are the regret videos. We try, we fail, why we're leaving, why we're going, why we lost everything and we are going. And both of those type of videos leave you exactly where you started. Scared, still scrolling, still looking for the version that's somewhere in the middle. Because two things can be true at the same time. Africa is harder than the highlight reel, I'll tell you that. But also, people are quietly thriving here every single day. And the version of the story you need is somewhere in the middle, okay? Somewhere in the middle, because nothing and nowhere is an extreme. So today I'm gonna walk you through every single reason the people that left said they left according to their videos and what we did differently. The vacation versus the leaving thing, we're gonna talk about it. The chaos and the stability they talk about, we'll cover that. The rules that get bent depending on the day and who is talking and what's the accent. The foreigner tax pricing. The scams, especially around the lands. The money running out. Every single one of those fears are real. And not even just fears, they are reality that people go through on a daily basis. And so in the next 20 minutes in this video, I'm gonna tell you what we did about each one of them. And by the end of the video, my hope is that you will know if you have what it takes to stay, or whether or not the leaving videos are telling you the truth about yourself before you even book that plane ticket. So quick context in case you are new here. My name is Sandra, and I'm a Cameroonian woman who lived 19 years in the United States of America. 5 years ago, my husband and I, and my kids, and my mom, we moved to the Gambia. I run a 7-figure coaching business right here from the Gambia, and my husband runs a security company with over 90 staff and counting here in the Gambia. And we recently just launched our leadership academy school for girls right here on the continent. So this is not me giving you theory. This is actual life, real receipts, day to day. We here, okay? We right here. So watching hundreds of family come to the continent and watching a lot of them leave, it's not that we are better than any of them at all, because it's quite a change and it's a lot. We just did this differently from day one, and it has worked out for us. And today in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what that thing is. So grab your tea, your water, and let's get into it. So, number one, vacationing and leaving are two different things. There are a lot of places that I vacation at that I love. I love Paris. I love when I go to Nigeria. I love Ghana. There are lots of places I love. But leaving somewhere and vacationing somewhere are two different things. And so yes, the Gambia is incredible. The beaches, the coconut water, the help, the support, all the things. But that's vacation life. Real life is different. And so people are right when they tell you it's two separate things, and they didn't realize because maybe they went to Ghana for summer or for a month and they loved it, and then they packed up their whole family, and when they got there, they were like, wait a minute, hold on, wait, pause, what's going on? That's real. For us, year 2 was difficult because my husband was still going back and forth to the US for work. And so it was me by myself. I remember, child, we had been robbed, and the weeks after that, I was like, I couldn't sleep. So I would call him at 2 in the morning, like, stay on the phone with me. I think I heard noise. And that was really challenging. It was challenging for us. It was challenging for him because he loves his children, okay? He loves to be involved. And that sacrifice, that level of sacrifice to make this work, it's something that I don't think we fully accounted for. That was really challenging. And let me tell you something. It don't matter how much coconut water or how much staff you got when you are like, not together as a family and you are scared, and I'm out here, I'm just a girl. I'm literally just a girl, okay? What's going on? I'm gonna need my man to come back. And so what I've realized is the people that stay are people that understand the difference, that end up understanding that, okay, there's a difference between vacation Ghana and living in Ghana. There's a difference between vacation Gambia and living in Gambia. Heck, there's a difference between vacation America than living in America. So understanding that there's a difference and there's going to be a period of adjustment is something that we realize really quickly. The second complaint that we see a lot in all the videos and just in general is the chaos and the instability. And y'all, I'm not even going to hold you. Power outage. I'm surprised we still have electricity. It's been good today. Okay, so power outage, not necessarily knowing the rules because they're not always listed somewhere, and there's flexibility. There's flexibility in the rules and regulations. And if you're trying to start a business, if you're trying to hit the ground running, it becomes really challenging. If every dollar counts and you don't got a lot of time to play and to figure things out, it can become very challenging. And so what I would say, and I might be controversial for saying this, is that yes, it's chaotic. However, for those people that know how to play the game, what they understand really quickly is that chaos can be resolved with relationship, money, and planning. I'll just say that. Argue with me in the chat. And I would even go as far as saying that is true in every country in the world. In every country in the world, the rules can be updated depending on who is talking. Okay? All right. Number 3 is foreigner tax. Child, I still get taxed. Like, why are you gonna charge me this? And I have to remind people, listen, I'm from Cameroon. Let's be clear. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Don't let this accent fool you. What's up? What we doing? And so it is important to walk in already knowing that they're gonna wanna charge you differently. They're gonna wanna play you. And so you got to walk in saying, I'm not one to be played with, and be clear and make yourself some local friends. And what I do is I don't go to the market. I send my stuff because I know they're going to charge me higher, right? So you got to know and understand and play the game. Again, I will say to you that there are taxes in every country that you go to. When you go to the US and you are wanting to buy a home in a certain place, I was listening to Bozoma, and she was talking about living in California and buying a home somewhere in California, and she couldn't buy it. It's not the same as this, but they taxed her for being black. She couldn't buy it. She had the money, they wouldn't sell it to her. And so she had to create a company so that she could buy under the company name. And nobody knew it was her until she moved into the house. Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna say is make you some friends, make you some local friends so you understand what the market is, which is the reason why I always tell folks, don't do what we did, don't rush into starting a business. The first business we tried failed because I didn't have real understanding of the local market. So take your time, give yourself 3 to 6 months, or make yourself some friends so that you understand what things cost. What is the normal average price for a house? What is the normal average price for anything, a bag of rice? You want to have that knowledge. You don't get got. So safety. Now, because I am in the Gambia, and the Gambia is pretty safe compared to other places on the continent, take this with a grain of salt. But I will say something about safety. I would say be aware of your environment. There are places anywhere in the world where I wouldn't let my 17-year-old walk by himself. There's a good side of town and a bad side of town. When I lived in Maryland and I'll go to DC, you already know there were places where the wrong color got you in trouble. And so you got to simply know where you are and where you're going and what the security risks are. But I've been here 5 years and nobody ever got shot out of school. Nobody ever got shot, and I've not heard in most of the continent, unless it's war or something, I've not heard in most places that your child just went to the mall and he got shot. Or they got pulled over by the police and he got shot. So again, security concerns here in the Gambia, I don't have them. Yes, you can find a thief. Yes, I told you all we were robbed. All of those things, but again, compared to what? And where are you staying? Where are you hanging out at? All the things. Are you aware? Listen, my husband literally started a security company. So very much aware of security concerns, security risk, all the things. But again, you got to be self-aware of where you're at. Just because you're on the continent don't mean. Number 5, I believe, is I was scammed, right? You hear a lot of stories around being scammed with land, being scammed with businesses. And when I was growing up in Cameroon, my dad would be like, every day he came home, he's like, somebody came to my office, tried to tell me this. It was like a normal thing. Somebody's always tried. The children be trying to scam, right? So I understand that. I am clear on that. I know even here in the Gambia that has happened. It happens. I totally understand. And so it becomes really important to have the right connection, do your due diligence, get your lawyer, get all the things. And again, some countries, even when you get all those things, I'm not going to name, but there are countries where I wouldn't even buy land. I don't care if you had the lawyer or if the president gave me free land, I am buying. So you got to be aware, not just of your vacation time. Oh, I went there, it was lit, we were at the club. And talk to some people. Talk to folks on the ground. And I'm talking about the local people. Let them tell you the real deal about what's up. And then you can determine how to move. And don't be so in a hurry to make moves just cause, right? So if I wanted to move to Japan, I wouldn't just buy land sight unseen and just send my money to some YouTuber in Japan. I wouldn't do that because I don't know nothing about Japan. I wouldn't even know where to stay. I wouldn't even know. I would want to go. I would want to do research. And I'm not saying the people that said they got scammed didn't do all of that. I'm just saying, because you can do all of that. I've told you, listen, I said there are some countries on the continent that I wouldn't buy the land even if the president gave it to me. Do you hear me? However, there are some things in due diligence that one can do when they pick the right country so that they're not scammed. Even if it means that you rent the first year so you understand and you get your bearing and you understand what's the right side of town, what's the wrong side of town, and all the things. Someone on one of the videos that I watched said it perfectly. He said, don't buy land on day one. Don't trust the first nice person you meet. And don't start a business on day one. Don't do it. Give yourself, slow down, slow down. Wait a minute and slow down. Listen, I'm speaking from experience. Slow down. The next thing that I'm hearing a lot is everyone runs out of money. Everyone runs out of money. And I agree that most people that left Africa they ran out of money. I've met very few millionaires that leave Africa. I've met very few millionaires that are living in Africa or relocated to Africa and made their money or are making their money that leave, because you cannot buy the peace of mind. You cannot buy the cost of living depending on where you are looking at, because some countries, right? But you can't just the vibe, the food, the people, the energy. What we're talking about, you cannot get that in Bali. And I've been to Bali. I'm sorry, you just cannot. You cannot get that in Spain. The vibe is vibing, right? And running out of money is a real thing and a real reason why you won't like the continent at all. There's not a worse place to be than to be broke on the continent. Let me tell you that. And so my advice is always, if you can have 12 to 18 month buffer, it is great. If you can pay your house already up front, most houses on the continent, you got to pay 6 month rent or a year rent. If you can pay 2 years and you know that, you know what, in 2 years, I'm going to figure myself out. If you have residual revenue, for my people that have retired and you have your money, you know it's coming every single month, you guys are frontline. What are we doing? You got to move, right? Because you know that money is coming. If you're in the military or you retire from them and you know that pension is coming, yes. And one thing that I teach my clients all the time in our 90 Days to CEO coaching program is making money online is the best thing you can do, because that money clears no matter where you are in the world. And it's starting it before you move. Starting the thing you want to do before you move, especially if it's an online business, so that you know it's settled, you know it works, you know how it works. is probably the best thing you want to do. We'll put a link if you want to apply to join our coaching program. We'll put it in the description. And I'll say that while I have you, I've said it in a lot of videos, but in case this is your first video that you're watching of me, don't move, especially not in the Gambia. I'll call Cameroon, I'll say Nigeria, countries that I know. Don't move, and I'll even say Ivory Coast, don't move to the continent, to most places, and expect that you move here and you were a medical doctor making $150,000, $300,000. You're gonna come here and you're gonna make $300,000. You were a nurse making $80,000, $90,000. You were a teacher making $70,000 or $65,000, and you're gonna come and get you a job that will pay that. It doesn't exist. Repeat after. Come on, let's hold hands. It doesn't exist. Nobody's paying you as a teacher $65,000. Not because you're not worth it. They're just not paying that. I don't even think the minister is making that. So there's that, okay? I'm not making it legally, like officially. All right. And so most people that leave is because they're just underfunded, right? Or they miscalculated what it will require to make money, how quickly they'll be able to generate money from that business idea that people told you was good. Or you can start a U-Haul company here. We don't have it here. You can start it here. And you come and start it. You're like, where are the folks at? What's going on? And it's not happening as fast, and you're looking at your bank account and money is going out and not coming in. And yes, if that happens, obviously you're not gonna like it here. So number 7 is the identity piece, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about that. You gotta figure out why you are moving. Are you running from something, or are you running towards something? Because if you're running from something, child, that means there's trauma there, and you're gonna bring that here, and you may not be willing to change your mentality, your mindset, and the way that you do things, and you might miss the beauty of the place. A lot of the time I hear complaints about things that I'm like, you would have seen that on the internet. I could have told you that. Oh, there's power outage, there are cows crossing the street. Then I'm like, I could have told you that. What you talking about? And so, if you are running from something, please be aware that you may want to consider running towards something, towards peace of mind, towards freedom, towards a new version of yourself, because the old version of yourself probably won't survive Africa. The old version of yourself probably will not survive Africa, because you got to assume that a place is going to change you. The version of me that left Cameroon at 16 could not survive in America. It was not going to happen. She had to evolve. And that's the same thing. No matter what country you go to, the version of me that goes on vacation in Paris cannot survive. I went to Paris with my same American mentality for the summer, and I wanted to buy all the things in the store so I don't have to go back. Girl, by the time I carried 8-10 bags, I was like, oh no, that version of me got to die. We're going to just go buy 1 bread, 2 tomatoes, and 1 onion, because that's what the French people do, and then go back the next day. So there's a version of you that you are very comfortable with, that you may not have faced, and you think it's okay, that you're gonna need to update and change. That's the whole point of moving. The point of moving is so that you can change. And so the environment is going to need you to change, because if you think you're coming to save Africa, let me say this, I've said it in other videos, let me say it here again. If you think you're coming to save, the continent does not need saving. Save the place you're at. The continent does not need saving. What the continent needs is people that are willing to come and learn, okay? And see the beauty and understand that different doesn't mean better or worse. It means different. And then contribute. But you ain't gonna come and try to fix a system you don't understand. A system that you think is broken. Now, I could go on, but let's leave it there. Let me leave it there. So it's gonna be different than what you're used to. But what you're used to, you don't want. I didn't want it. That's why we moved. So thank God it's not what you used to. Thank God it's different. Thank God it's up and coming and it's thriving, and there are still things to be changed. Thank God the roads are bad. It means that you could get your own contract and be the one to fix. You can bring your engineering degree and start your own firm. So it's a matter of perspective. How do you see it? So listen, I got a little bit passionate. I apologize. Okay? I'm not making this video to tell everybody to move. No, I don't think everybody should move to the continent, because I still need my package. I still need my Amazon package and come and pick it up. So if everybody move, what is a girl gonna do? Okay, but I'm making the video to tell you the truth. See, the leaving videos are telling you a truth, and the videos where people are living it up, dirty December, okay, and the year of the return and summer break and Christmas break, that's also a truth about Africa. But I wanted to talk to you about the version that's just life. Everyday life, boring life that you'll be living on a day-to-day basis if you decided to relocate. See, building a life is hard no matter where you are. Some places harder than others. And I got to tell you that building a life here on the continent for us has been easier than what it was when we were in Frisco, Texas. The difference too, when you're talking about relocating and moving, is why you're doing it. Your why has to be stronger than the power outage. Your why has to be stronger than you got scammed for one land. People get scammed. Folks get scammed everywhere in the world, yet you're there. People get pulled over and that's scared for their life, yet you're there. Children get shot, get all the things, yet you're there. And so it's not about presenting Africa as this place that's heaven. Is not. But it's really about why you're moving. Why are you really moving? And what are you willing to trade for this move, for this life you say you want? Why are you moving? For us, we moved for our boys. And so no, it didn't matter if I couldn't get my Amazon package. It didn't matter how many times this and that happened. It didn't matter, because I did it for them. Now, if I was moving just for myself and the beaches, girl, please, I'll be in Bali. I'll be in Bali. There are other places. But I moved for my boys. I wanted them to have this life. I wanted them to feel rooted. I wanted them to know who they are, not based on what they read. I wanted them to walk around the world, their world, and not feel like they had to prove something. That's what I wanted for them. So I don't care what happened, right? That was my why. What's your why? What is your why? Beyond sipping on coconut and incredible food and incredible vibe, what is your why? And it needs to be deeper than those things, so that when rough times happen, because there will, you are grounded and you are clear on the reason why you decided to move in the first place. So if you are considering making a move, watch all of the leaving videos and then watch this one and then decide. And if you decide not to come, that's a real decision too. And I respect it. But come back to this channel anyway. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe, and you share with a friend. Drop in the comment below which one of the fears that I just shared was one of your biggest, and let's continue this conversation. I read all the comments and I respond to them all. All right, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.